about us. Think about you.
Hello. All right. I see some people over on Instagram. Thank you guys for hanging out. Mama T Green. Bean, what's up? How's everybody doing over here? Debbie, hello. Roel, hello. Rhonda, hello. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to let a few people come in here. I'm just making sure I got all the things I need. I believe I do. I'm live on Facebook, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. All right. Have a blast in Hilton Head. I'm jealous. This is a perfect time of year to be in Hilton Head. Let's see here. Foxy Moxie, hello. All right, for those being, we're taking live questions tonight for Dr. Rogers. So if you have a question, put in the comments. I'm going to make a comment here. Wow, what's up? All right, we're going to pin that. Okay, cool. My brother Steve, what's up? So good to talk to you today as always. Danny, what's up? Who else is with me? Any new, anybody first time participants of the live Q&A? Let's see. Oh, cool. I took mine, Foxy Moxie, today. I actually took 2 NeuroPro. Today, I took 2 of these. I've been taking 2. I like taking 2. I take it around 11. Katie, what's up? So good to see you. You did amazing today. That text you sent today, it was like, oh, no. Great job today, Katie. Thank you for being here as always tonight. Who else is with me? What's going on, Lau? Great to see you. Am I pronouncing your name right? Let me know. Who else is with me? Any new timers? Who's been here with us? Yeah, I take it early because it kind of energizes me. The NeuroPro Plus. Yes. My words did not help much, Katie. All right, Katie, everybody's getting their vitamins today. I love it. Roel got his today. Roel, what are you taking? Real quick, while I'm waiting on that, we're waiting on Doc. I'm going to put this up. This was a new episode of Explain This with Bo McGregor, with my brother Andy Rogers on your left, talking about tailored GLP-1 dosing. This is something we talk about every day on the show. It's about personalized dosing for the GLP-1s and the GIPs. We believe that this is the answer. We believe that really, I mean, if you're on a GLP-1 or a GIP or a combination, you need to be doing it this way. So watch that video. Great job to Bo McGregor and Andy Rogers for that episode of Explain This. And then this one, again, around the medical solutions for obesity, Dr. Rogers talks more about these GLP-1 GIP combos. Hope you guys get to watch this, talking a lot about obesity as a disease. So please check that out if you haven't already. Great job to the doc. Carolyn, hello. I'm on Instagram as too. So just know I'm on Instagram also, guys. Great question, Mama T. We'll get to that. Let's see who else is with me. Jake, there we go. Jake, are you the pickleball champ? I love it. I love it. I feel like me and you we could clean up in the pickleball tournament. Everybody can see my Brookhaven's Farms hat right here. My new one. Barbara listening in for the first time. Let's welcome Barbara, everybody. Thank you, Barbara, for being with us today. What we do on this show is we answer live health and wellness questions. So if you have a question for Dr. Rogers, please put in the comments. My man. You know what? If I could figure out how to do that for you, Jody, I would. I did. I had my first Maine lobster this weekend, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I would have brought you one. I would have brought Katie one. I would have brought the whole crew one, man. It was so good. It was so good. Went to Kenny Bunkport this weekend. Let's see. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, I got it's flowing tonight. I'm getting a lot of heat from my friends on this, Jay. All right, we got questions tonight. Shauna's new here. Welcome, Shauna. Let's welcome Shauna in, everybody on YouTube. Thank you, Shauna, for being with us. Roel got berberine. Sweet. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. What's up, man?
Hey, dude.
Bean, I got your question. I like that. I like that around the blue light glasses. Welcome everybody on Instagram here.
We're supposed to hold our mics.
You will, yeah. We gotta do the podcast. Everybody knows this is a podcast also. For those who don't know, we turn this into a podcast. It goes out a week from today. But you guys are live, so you're catching it first. What's up, man?
Welcome back.
I like your hat.
You've been in the. I like your hat.
Yeah, Jake's in here. He's wanting to know how
Jake's
you
in
like.
there?
Yeah, what do you think about your hat?
I love my hat. I like the camo look.
I need to go camo next week. I'm
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row with the gray. I'll go camo next week.
How was your trip to New York and Maine?
It was awesome. Jody just asked me if I brought home some Maine lobster.
Yeah,
and
did you bring us some?
If I could have, I would have. I
How
wouldn't
can
even know.
you bring lobster home?
I don't know. I'd have to figure out a way to get I'm sure we have some sort of ice bucket that we could do.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice. I know you would have liked that too.
I love lobster.
You're a lobster guy.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Lobster roll is my favorite little meal. Welcome back. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you. Glad to be back, everybody.
Labor Day weekend. It was great.
Everybody have a good Labor Day. Everybody, let me know in the I'd love that, Helen. Yes, please. I would love that. Helen's over in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
She's
We're talking
over
about San Diego today.
near Torrey Pines. I love that.
Oh, love Torrey Pines.
All right, so we got thank you, Shauna, for the question. We're going to get
Isn't that where Tiger Woods played golf? He grew up on Torrey Pines.
He just played that. Guys, I'm sorry. This is my brother calling my mom. There's answering now. Andy's back in town. Welcome back, my brother. Welcome back, my brother.
He's been in Italy for 2 weeks.
Been in Italy. He's here. We're so glad he's home safe. He might be watching. Maybe that's why he's calling. Calling in to answer some questions. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we got questions coming in. D-Lin wants some curve in this hat. I need that. Too. We're too flat build.
Yeah,
apparently.
this is definitely a flat bill here. There's two different looks.
I like what you got.
It looks more like baseball.
Yeah, we might have to. We'll wear them in a little bit.
Yeah,
we'll wear them in.
Okay.
All right, we got questions, guys. If you have questions for Doc, go ahead and put them in the comments. Had a few come in throughout the week. I'm going to get to first.
Hey, is Tom in here?
Tom is in here. Let me see if I can find.
I met Tom.
You met Tom?
Yeah, last week he came to the
Look
office.
at this. There we go, Tom.
All the way from West Virginia.
I love that. I did see
Tom.
this. I did see this. Tom was working out today. Gave us a little shout out. I appreciate that, brother.
You know, when I think of Tom, I see his picture on the, by his email. I thought he was going to be a big, huge guy. I bet he doesn't weigh 150 pounds.
Is he
soaking wet?
Is he all bone like me?
He's bone. Yeah, I think he has sarcopenia. That's like a muscle wasting disease. I guess that's why he was coming to see us. To see if he can get some weight on. At least some muscle at the very least.
Make that 250. That's 250.
250?
Look, Tom's 250.
250.
Actually,
he could bench press both of us with one
for
arm.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He's huge.
I gotta.
But he's so nice.
He's motivating me.
He was a wonderful guy.
Tom, thank you for coming in, brother.
I really enjoyed meeting you.
I'm gonna be there next time. I promise.
It motivated me just to look at him. I mean, guys.
We
He's
both
pretty buff.
we
He's
both
pretty
got to
buff.
get in the gym.
Yeah.
We both got to get in the gym.
What did he say? Bone don't flex. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
It was good to see you, Tom.
I see Carter's in here. Carter, what's going on? So good to see you. Can't wait to see you this week. I don't think last week went by so fast. I'm not even sure if I got to see Katie and Carter last week, and that's a travesty. So we're gonna have to we'll fix that this week. We're back on normal schedules after yesterday. Hope everybody had a wonderful Labor Day. Are we on Facebook? I see Tom couldn't get us on Facebook. Are we not on Facebook, or are we on Facebook? We're on here. Thank you guys to the Instagram crew. I'm going to go ahead and start putting up some questions. So Tom, you can't see me. Let's figure out if our team's watching. We're on Facebook. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's get to some questions here real quick. This came in through email. I want to address this real quick because I know this is a common question amongst people wanting the Cleveland Heart Panel. We do the Cleveland Heart Panel. We have a cash price for it. And some people use that because they're not sure about what the bill will be from Cleveland Heart if they're, through their insurance, because Cleveland Heart does bill your insurance. It's a very expensive test. And we, of course, do not deal with insurance. So it's darn near impossible for us to tell you what the bill is going to be. But with Medicare Plan G, I know you're on Plan G. The question is, I'm on Medicare Plan G. I want to get the Cleveland Heart Panel. Should I get the cash price?
No, you should use your Medicare.
Okay, so use your Medicare.
It's the same plan I have, Plan G, which is, you're smart to get that plan. I think it's the best plan. Forget all these Medicare Advantage plans. They're ripoffs, in my opinion. They're fraudulent. They're ripoffs. I rail on them a lot. But get Plan G. It's good coverage everywhere. You should definitely file your insurance on most people should file their insurance on a Cleveland.
Yes.
It'd be very expensive if your insurance didn't pay for it. I think we do have a cash price of around $600. It's not quite as complete as a full Cleveland.
Yeah.
It gives me basically what I need, but it certainly isn't the full Cleveland, which I like. But, most people have no problem with their insurance filing. That's a Quest lab. It's not our lab. They file your insurance on it. So most people should use their insurance on that.
So it's $625 for the cash pay Cleveland. And then Katie's saying that this is right. So if you're on Medicare, I do think we have to run it through Medicare. There is something with that, and Katie can explain it better than me. But if you're on Medicare, I think you actually have to run it through your insurance.
And you should run it through your insurance.
Do you know, Katie? Is there a typical bill a Medicare patient can expect? I think that's where the nerves come in, is just not knowing what the bill is going to be. I know you can get 2 a year through your insurance, and maybe it's covered, but I know my bill was like $250, $252, but I'm not, of course, not on Medicare. I'm on Blue Cross.
Did you pay it?
I did pay. Yeah,
did you pay it?
I did pay it. All right. So hopefully that helps. Kate, if I'm off any, let me know in the comments and I'll put that up. I'm going to get to the next question there. If there's any insurance questions around Cleveland, put in the comments. We'll address them. And this came in just before the show. Thank you in advance. Question was, my husband didn't get to have his kidney surgery on August 4th to remove a tumor with what they think is a small cancer. His EKG showed abnormalities. He will be seeing a cardiologist on Thursday. If his kidney surgery is put off for a month or so longer, should I give him ivermectin? If so, what would the dosage be? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'd go ahead and start it for sure. It's not going to hurt. I like to use 1 milligram per kilogram. So the average adult male weighs about 60 kilograms. So it'd be 60 milligram daily. Okay.
Would you go daily for this?
I go 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah. For cancer, for other illnesses and prevention, I use a lower dose. But for cancer, he'll do fine with his surgery. If you had to choose a type of cancer to have, it'd be an incidental finding of kidney cancer, which is very curable, especially in early stages, of course. But he should do fine.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that question. I just saw this come in from Katie. Thank you, Katie, for this. If I can find it, there we go. Medicare patients should not get a bill. Okay, well, we do not know of anyone who has gotten a bill who's on Medicare for.
You'll get a statement, but some people think those statements is a bill.
Yeah,
it's not a bill; it's a statement. So,
Katie, thank you for that. All right, we're getting into the live questions. Thank you in advance for the people who sent in those questions throughout the week. I know it's been a short week so far, so we appreciate it. Gets our show going, gets our juices flowing. If you have a question for Doc, go ahead and put in the comments. And I see I got a couple on Instagram I'm going to get to in just a minute. I'm going to get to Rhonda first over on YouTube. I got Lyme disease from a tick bite around 35 years ago. I have lots of joint pain that's getting worse. Taking LDN, it really helped at first, but now nothing helps. Goes on to say, I have an appointment at the Johnson City office. Thank you for coming in. Next Thursday for my hormone pellets. Is there a test I can take before I come that might show if I still have the Lyme disease? So Rhonda's coming in to the Johnson City Clinic for pellets and is wondering if there's a test that they can take to see if they still have Lyme disease, or do you have any other ideas for Rhonda here?
I mean, you can do a Lyme titer. It takes a while to get back. Certainly won't be back by the time you get your pellets. Of course, getting pellets has nothing to do with Lyme disease. But there's a lot of Lyme disease is a toughie. It's definitely a real thing. Generally treated early with antibiotics, and it wipes it out. But most of the time, people that have Lyme disease don't even know they were bitten by a tick, and certainly had no target lesion or bullseye rash. So it can come later in the form of arthralgias and all kinds of problems. And the standard treatment is to use heavy antibiotics for long periods of time, which is kind of a tough way to treat it. There's no easy answers with Lyme disease. A lot of times we're just treating symptoms rather than getting rid of that infection that you do have. But it's a toughie. I certainly do like LDN. You might want to bump your dose up a little bit. Sometimes we have to go a little higher with Lyme disease patients. A lot of it's, sometimes I'll even put you on a little trial of antibiotics for a month to see how you do. But certainly, if you hadn't had blood work in a while, it'd certainly be reasonable to check a Lyme titer and see where you are, how many bands show up, and maybe even check some inflammatory markers, straighten your gut out. And it's a tough disease to treat. I listened to Dr. Horowitz up in New York give a lecture last year at one of our conferences, and he uses a lot of, really outside the box treatments for it. Even using some of the drugs we use for leprosy. So, we haven't done that yet. You really have to watch out when you treat this stuff for getting worse, like having a Herxheimer reaction. So it could be a real hand-holder, long process. But certainly there's some things we could probably do to cool some of the inflammation off, and maybe even put you on a month or two of low-dose doxycycline that may help a little bit. But it's a tough one to treat. It really is.
So
we'll try.
And it seems like they were taking LDN for the joint pain, was helping, but now not helping. You would check a Lyme titer just to see if she still has it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably always going to show up. It just be nice to know how strong it is and how inflamed it has your body. So there are some tests we can do.
Okay. Rhonda, let me know if that helps in the comments, and if I need to clarify anything, we will. So if you can put in the comments, we'll follow up with anything we need to. Okay, let's keep moving here. Thank you, Rhonda, for getting us started off. Let's see where I'm at next. I'm going to go to Instagram real quick for Mama T over here. Mama T is asking, do you try for optimal levels for HRT or just symptom relief? So many differing opinions with menopause experts. One, you guys can't see this question, but I hope you heard me because it's a very pertinent question. She's asking, are you going for optimal levels with HRT or just symptom relief with menopause? I'm assuming menopause.
Both, because, again, you're not just treating menopausal symptoms with HRT. You're treating, you're preventing heart disease, osteoporosis, dementia. Again, it's not just for symptomatic use. Of course, it works for that. And we wanted, the first thing to look at is, treating symptoms and getting that down, but you still need to optimize your levels and look at the particular ratios. So, I never go by a lab test itself, but in the case of HRT, I like to look at the levels and the ratios, because you're not just treating symptoms, you're preventing disease down the line. You're preventing getting brittle and old. You're preventing heart disease. When Dr. Marty Makery got up there on one of the morning shows a couple of weeks ago, it was really a strong statement by him, who's a world famous researcher. He's a cancer surgeon at Johns Hopkins, now the head of our FDA. He got on there and said that women need to know about these bioidentical hormones because they're at least 40% more effective in preventing heart disease than a statin drug is. So I believe that wholeheartedly. But so women need to know about bioidentical hormone replacement therapy for many reasons. So I hope that helps you. So we like to look at the levels and optimize it, but we also, of course, want your symptoms treated. But that's only a part of it.
Mama T, does that help? So both. That's a great question. I'm seeing great questions here. Thank you guys over here on YouTube. Oh, sorry, Instagram. I'm going to get to all these. All right. Let me know if that helps, Mama T. We're going to go back over here to YouTube. Let's see if I can find. Getting a lot of good comments around my mustache, Pop.
Everybody likes his mustache.
All right, let's get to Shauna. Shauna's first time in here. Shauna, thank you so much for being with us. We do it every single Tuesday, so please come back. Diagnosed with melanoma in situ?
In situ.
In situ.
Yeah, that's the one you want to have if you have a melanoma. Melanoma
in situ, going to start Fenbin and Herbalight also. So this is not a question. Let us know if you have a question.
Yeah, definitely start Fenbin. It's one of my favorite things to treat cancer in conjunction with getting your melanoma out. Of course, I'm sure you had it cut out, but you should do fine with that. It's interesting that melanomas, a lot of them aren't in areas where the sun has caused them.
Here's the follow-up. Thank you, Shauna. Say that one more time. What were you saying?
A lot of melanomas are not found in sun-exposed areas.
Really?
Yeah.
And you would think the opposite. You would think, oh my gosh, I've gotten burned there.
Everybody freaks out about melanoma being caused by the sun, but really, that's kind of a false thing.
That's interesting.
There's no doubt basal and squamous cell can be caused by the sun. Burn, not sun, not the sun, but burning your skin. Later on, it can cause those two types. But melanoma, a lot of times we find them on, back of your retina, on the bottom of your foot, on your buttocks, places that never get the sun. So
let's get to
it's interesting. But what's the question?
So Sean's asking, for my melanoma in situ, is 225 milligrams Fenbin enough? Also taking sweet wormwood and a custom Chinese formula, supplements, and ordered IP6. What's your thoughts on
I
that?
think all those are fine. And 222.
225.
Yeah, usually it comes in 222.
Okay.
But, I would take that for sure. And I would, I would add ivermectin 3 times a week if it was me. Do the Fenbin 6 days a week, the ivermectin every other day, basically. And I would also take the other stuff too, sweet wormwood, all of those.
So in
melatonin,
she's asking
take CBD.
And she's asking how much Fenbin. You're saying the 222 is right?
Yeah.
Okay, 222, Shauna. Great question. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Shauna. Real quick for the Lyme question, I'm going to put this up. Long-term doxycycline has helped me with long-term Lyme from Jessica. Thank you, Jessica.
Think about doxycycline. You don't get really tolerant to it. Keeps working, unlike a lot of antibiotics.
Thank you for the comment, Jessica. Let's get over here to Instagram. I'm going to go to Beanbug. What's up, man? I'm getting blue light glasses. Hopefully it will help with sleep. Lately been super tired and I've slept hours, also falling asleep behind the wheel. So I guess that's not a question, but are you a fan of blue? I'm a fan of blue light glasses with.
Yeah. Blue light's damaging to, your system.
And then Lau is asking, have a itchy bumpy red rash on chest, told by 2 that this could be related to breast cancer. Had a tomography, don't see heat to indicate issues except for lymph under armpit area. Any suggestions on directions to move? Lau, I hope I asked that right.
So you have a rash over one breast and you had tomography on it?
Yeah, it looks like itchy, bumpy, red rash on chest, told by 2 doctors. I'm assuming that this could be related to breast cancer. Is it a topography? Topography. Don't see
computerized tomography is what it probably was. But
okay, so don't see heat to indicate issues except for lymph under. So there is a lymph under the armpit area. Any suggestions on just direction?
I would probably think about getting an MRI of your breast if there's any questions about it. It's definitely, there's no radiation to it, and it's the most accurate. That rash, unless it's an inflammatory breast cancer, which I have seen, which is a bad type of breast cancer, but it sounds like you don't have breast cancer to me. They're just kind of screening you for breast cancer. So, it's hard to say what the rash is. Usually if it's an inflammatory breast cancer, it's going to be on one breast and it's going to be really inflamed. I mean, it'll look really angry. But if there's any question, get an MRI of your breast and also think about finding out what is causing that rash. You can get a skin biopsy to see. So that's probably a good idea. You see a dermatologist if you hadn't on that.
I hope that helps. Let me know, Lau, if that helps any in the comments. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to go back to Facebook real quick, but Holden, I see you. I'll get to that question. Great question. All right. D-Lynn, you did say 60 milligrams for 6 days with the
6 days a week. Yeah.
60 milligrams for 6 days a week.
That's about right.
Okay. Thank you, D-Lynn. All right, let's get to my brother Tom. I saw it somewhere. If I can get it, there we go. And then I'll get to Jerry. I see you, Jerry. A banker friend just started having sudden nosebleeds this past week, a couple times a day and at night, making a mess. What could it be? What tests would you order and why? This seems awful. What's your thoughts on this for season?
The most common cause of a nosebleed is just a ruptured vessel from dryness. But certainly if there's other signs of bleeding like bruising, and this is really profound, of course he needs a CBC with a differential look at, number one, how much blood he's losing, 2, platelet counts. Sometimes we'll work up a blood dyscrasia for, like a PT and a PTT blood test or check a bleeding time. But really needs just to see a doctor who look up in his nose and see what's going on. Even family doctor, if they can't handle it, ENT doc. Nosebleeds have nothing to do with your blood pressure. So a lot of people think, oh, my blood pressure must be up, but it has nothing to do with hypertension. But yeah, I mean, definitely get some baseline CBC to look at it. And that'd be the easiest, simplest $10 test you can get. But have a doctor look up in there and see, where the bleedings come from, and has he done it before? And when you get a nosebleed, you know what you do?
Lean back.
No, I knew you were going to say that. Lean forward.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody thinks lean back and hold your nose. No, lean forward and pinch your nostril. That'll stop 95% of nosebleeds in about 5 minutes.
Really?
If you lean back, it just runs down your throat.
Yeah, it'd be
Blood
bad.
makes you nauseated. Lean forward, pinch your nose off real hard, and it'll stop most all nosebleeds. But if it continues, it needs to be looked at. Look up in your nose to see.
That's interesting. I completely would have thought the opposite.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you for that. I hope that helps a little bit. Let me know in the comments. Let's get to Jerry here. Can you put food grade hydrogen peroxide on skin nodules? Side effects from radiotherapy. Waiting for MDT meeting to see what they'll suggest. But would ideally I'd have cryotherapy less invasive. And I hope I asked that right, Jerry. Do I need to repeat that, Bob?
No, I'm just looking at it.
Okay.
I wonder what you can sure do that. It's not going to hurt it. Wonder what the skin nodules are. Are they skin cancer, or I'm not sure what it is. But certainly the other things you can put on it, and I'm getting ready to do a podcast on this. I keep talking about it, but it's DMSO cream.
Yep.
That's a really nice one. Even you can even try cod liver packs.
Yeah.
Cod liver oil packs on there. But DMSO has a wonderful side effect of cooling down radiotherapy damage, both internally and externally. So listen out for my DMSO podcast. It's the most underutilized medicine in the history of the world, probably.
And you always mention, for the people who are with us every week, he always mentions Midwesterner doc.
A Midwestern doc. Yeah, he has a
Midwestern doc.
He has a good little soliloquy on DMSO.
Yeah. Jerry, does that help? Okay, I think. Okay, so Jerry's saying yes. The surgeon says cancer had a mastectomy. Okay. Shoot.
Okay.
Well,
good luck with that.
Yes.
I'm sure
yes.
Hoping that those nodules are okay.
Keep us posted, Jerry. Jerry's from the UK. Thank you for being with us as always. I'm going to put this up. Brooks in the building. Brooks, what's going on? So good to see you. The family's eating some Brookhaven Farms chicken. That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Best chicken you ever eat.
That sounds amazing.
And it's all free of hormones, pesticides. They're pastured. It's just great chicken.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I'm no Jake. Somebody put your Instagram handle on, because y'all got the coolest videos, shows behind the scenes of the animals. Jake, put it up there so I can put it up if you're still with me. Your Instagram handle, please, if you can.
Did you know I lifted a heifer when I was out at the farm? Tom couldn't have lifted that.
Are you what they call country strong?
I'm country strong.
Yeah.
I look thin.
Yeah.
But I'm wiry.
Yeah.
I'll never strong.
I'll never forget this. We were moving into the East Center Street office, and we had Katie will remember this. We had movers, and we had like these really heavy exam tables, and I'll never forget. There was this guy. He couldn't have weighed more than 120.
Yeah, I remember.
And you remember, and like he put an exam table like on his back.
Yeah.
And by himself got it upstairs and everything. I'll never forget it. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen.
That was an impressive.
Brookhaven Farm is the Instagram handle. Okay, thank you, Katie. Yes, it was Ernie's bed. That's what it was. It was Ernie's.
That thing was heavy.
That thing was the heaviest thing. I was like, Ernie's table is never leaving that room.
Not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. All right, we're going to keep going here. Holden over on Instagram has been patient with me. Thank you, Holden. Wife and I both are 58 years old. If we can only buy one thing, which would be the most beneficial, cold plunge, infrared sauna, or home or a red light panel? I love this question. All right, so for home, it's either a cold plunge, infrared sauna, or a red light panel.
I choose the infrared sauna.
Okay.
Because you can get red lights in there as well. I would get the one that has red lights in it.
Okay.
Which mine is right back there. You can see it. Can you see mine?
Is that thing?
Yeah. That's my infrared sauna right there.
Yeah. Did you get that, Holden? So infrared sauna.
See that red light coming off, on and off right there? See that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Davis is in the building with TriStar Strength and Rehab. Dude, I've got to talk to you, man. I'm so sorry. I've been MIA. I gotta call you. Thank you for being in here as always, man. Real quick, let's see. A little comment from Josh. I came on a few weeks ago and asked about red light or run. Okay, helped a ton. Cool. Thank you, Josh. All right, I think we're good there. Holden, let me know if that helps. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see where I'm at. Such great questions coming on tonight. Let's get to Helen out in San Diego. Oncologist doesn't want to prescribe ivermectin. I think because my husband is in some study the doc is doing outside of treatments. Where can we get it?
Yeah, most oncologists, are hesitant because they don't know anything about it. Some are pretty open. I have some send them to me for the ivermectin. You live in one of those very crazy states where there's a lot of restrictions. In Tennessee, ivermectin is over the counter, believe it or not. I think we're the only state in the union that's like that. But, you live out in California, the most beautiful state in America, and yet all these crazy restrictions over there, I think California would be a place.
I love California.
A lot of my cousins and my uncles, they all lived out there.
Yep.
And still do. But out of all the states, I would have loved to have lived there about 50 years ago.
Agreed.
Right now, I'm not sure.
I agree with you. But I think California is so beautiful. The weather's always perfect.
Cities are beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's a dream. But same thing about it. If he's in a study, it is true that they don't like any confounders. So if he's going to be in a study, they won't let you. They'll kick you out. And if you get in the study, do it by the book. And again, when I treat cancer patients with alternative treatments, I always tell them first do the conventional treatments, and alongside of them, do the adjunctive treatments is what I call them to give yourself the best chance. I'm sure you can order ivermectin off the internet. I mean, it's such an innocuous, safe medication that it's almost unbelievable that they were, demagoguing it like they did with COVID. It certainly saved multiple thousands of people from dying of COVID, in my opinion. Turn them around really quickly if you used early. But gosh, if you're in a study, it's going to be tough, because I'm always a believer in being honest with your physician, and because it's just the best policy. So my suggestion is, if they're doing a study, if there's no treatment currently for the type of cancer that he has, and you're going into a study, just to comply with what the oncologist says. But certainly, if you decide to go with the standard treatments, or you're not getting anywhere, certainly I would hit it with both ivermectin and Fenbin, along with some other things like CBD, turmeric, melatonin, maybe Tutka. There's a lot of different things you can kind of add to it. But yeah, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you certainly don't want to get your oncologist, so mad that
Sure.
they don't want to deal with you or something. There's a fine line there.
Yeah.
It's always nice to find an open oncologist. That's my advice on that.
Helen, I hope that helps a little bit. Let me know if we kind of got what you needed there. I'm going to put this up from Jake. Thank you, Jake. Brookhaven.farms is the Instagram handle. Check them out. You'll see all the behind the scenes stuff. It's super cool. Thank you, Jake. Sean is asking how much melatonin a day. This might be around with cancer.
For cancer,
I believe.
With cancer, I like to, again, I always start out with 3 to 5 milligrams, then go up to 10 milligrams is my average dose with cancer. Sometimes with breast cancer, I go to 20. There's a lot of evidence that it really helps breast cancer at a 20 milligram dose. Heck, I've got one guy that takes 150 milligrams a day in the morning. If you take it in the morning, it won't make you drowsy. It only makes you drowsy if you take it at night when it's dark.
Super interesting. Thank you, Shauna, for that question. And I'm looking here if I'm sure I'm missing questions. Got lost in the shuffle. Lori is asking on YouTube. Thank you, Lori. Do you guys do the ALCAT blood test?
Mm-hmm. Yep. For food sensitivities.
All right. Thank you, Lori. Let's see if I'm missing any more up here. Thank you, guys. If I missed you, put it at the end. If you're waiting on me, it might be a little easier. Okay, Mark is asking if someone is obsessed with. Mark, you almost got me there.
That's a great one, Mark. That's one of the best ones you've ever come up with. I love it.
If someone is obsessed with growing their hair and mustache, is that a sign of something more serious? Could it be anxiety or midlife crisis when a motorcycle is too expensive?
Or maybe you want to be a country music star.
That's right. I was about to roll with it. I was about to.
I love that. That's a great one, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm going to tell Sherry about that tomorrow. She loves you, Mark.
Okay, I think I got everybody here on Instagram so far. If I missed somebody, let me know. I got the bean. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. All right. I guess get to Lisa's question. I see you, Lisa. Dr. Rose, Lisa's in Hilton Head. I love it.
Oh, I love Hilton Head.
Since being here in Hilton Head Island, walking in the sand seemed to make my Achilles tendon worse and my ruptured hamstring worse. I truly am crying. I'm ready to cry. I hear you. Any suggestions, please? So it seems she's had the torn hamstring. Walking in the sand is actually brutal.
It is tough.
Yes.
It is tough. Walking or running on the sand is so hard on you.
I've ran barefoot on the beach and I couldn't walk the next day.
I was down at Hilton Head one year and bought these barefoot shoes, with the or 5-fingered, or 5-toed shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're real thin and each toe goes in a little slot. And, it just seems like it'd be a great thing to do, especially if you're going to go wading or running through the surf.
Want to make your feet strong. I get it.
But I did some sprints with it stupidly, and I literally couldn't walk for 3 days down there.
Yeah.
I could hardly ride my bike. So I think the best thing you can do is ice it down, of course, take some ibuprofen, and make a quick trip to the seafood shack. That'll definitely make you feel better.
There you go. Lisa, you got to try the seafood shack. That is correct. It's a long line, though.
It's a long line. Well, maybe
but
now,
worth it.
But right now, all the crowd's gone home for Labor Day.
Sure.
So I bet you could get in there.
You got to try the seafood shack.
Yeah.
I love it.
We spend a lot of time there, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. But stay away from the sand. I agree. It's
tough.
It's
on
brutal.
Your joints.
Thank you, Lisa. We're thinking about you. Keep us posted. Let's get to Jerry's asking buying melatonin in the UK. I'm not sure if that's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anywhere.
I would think you could buy that anywhere you go. Certainly, just order it off Amazon, if nothing else. But melatonin is not
it shouldn't be tough.
It's a safe substance.
Jerry, let me know if that helps. Let's see here. Thank you, Roel. I appreciate you, brother. Roel's already given us a 10. I love it.
Oh, good.
Okay, I think I'm up to date. If I'm missing somebody, let me know, and we might get off here and watch Novak Djokovic play.
That's right. He's on tonight.
Hold on. Let me see here. If I missed anybody, I think I'm up to date. Let me know if I've missed you. If I missed you, put at the end. We're gonna stay for a few more minutes and answer any questions you guys have. I see Montana. Montana, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's see where we're at. If I'm missing anybody. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, D-Lan. All right. Is there something else we need to address? You talked about obesity today.
You talked about obesity.
You talked about the let's see here.
GLP-1s,
GLP-1s. Yeah. Andy and Bo did this great episode of tailored GLP-1 dosing that I thought was super interesting. It's just personalized. And I feel like that's how all the GLP-1s should be, and you kind of get touch a little bit on that in the Beyond Willpower, the Beyond You episode of the Common Sense MD.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Oh, there we go. Oh, this went out too, guys. Thank you, team. The Fiber Basics. Again, this was a throwback episode that was in our weekly Performance Weekly email. If you guys aren't receiving that, you should, because you would have gotten this. That's nutrition coach Lucas Schmidt, who I think you're about to do a podcast with.
I'm going to do a podcast with Lucas here in the next week or two. Lucas is one of the smartest people we have by far.
He's amazing. He's amazing. He does dive into diet.
As a matter of fact, I've made myself an appointment to see him.
Have you really?
I'm taking a few days off in a week or two.
I love it.
And I've set myself up an appointment to see him.
Good for you.
You know.
What are you looking to change? Are you looking at workout routines?
I'm going to look at his advice on nutrition. I'm thinking about going full carny.
But what you want to do is go full carnivore, but in a practical way.
Yeah, right.
You know,
because I know I'll probably eat some other stuff. But I'm definitely going to go carnivore. And for what other foods I may eat, it will not be a highly processed food.
So I think you've got to build in some like convenient foods for okay.
Got to prepare.
Yeah, I don't have time to grill Brookhaven steak tonight.
Yeah.
But I can, I like these things. I wonder if I'm having one of these right now.
Those are pretty good.
A perfect bar.
They're pretty clean.
They're pretty clean.
But yeah, I'm also looking for his advice on fitness, and he's good on peptides. He has a lot of knowledge about peptides.
He's taking them himself.
Yeah. He's really knowledgeable about all that stuff. You need to stay fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our goal is all to have more energy and not to hurt. At least when you get my age, that's kind of what you're looking at. Unfortunately, I do have a little tear in my meniscus in my knee. I got an MRI last week, and it's a pickleball.
What do you think you're going to do about it?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. PRP, I think I did it a long time ago. PRP has definitely helped me, but, I'm gonna see one of my ortho buddies and have them look at the scan and just kind of see what it gives. Because I want to keep playing pickleball. Till at least 90.
It's not going to stop you.
Maybe 100.
I think so. I think you're going to have to.
I'd like to enter the 100-year-old Olympics. That's my goal. That's what Peter Attia's goal is.
Helen's question is flat bill hats or curved? D-lens for curved hats.
There's a place for each of them.
Yep.
I've always been more of a fan of curved, but this gives me a different look.
That's
it's more gangster.
One more.
Looks like a boy in the hood.
Yeah.
Kind of. They have some baggy jeans. I'd be a boy in the hood.
We gotta get to JJ here. Thank you, JJ. Thoughts on Gosh, this word comes up a lot on the show, and I can't.
Antioxidants.
Astaxanthin.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's how you pronounce it.
Astaxanthin or other antioxidants timing with resistance training, as far as reducing MPS because they reduce inflammation.
Yeah, I think both of them are great for that. As far as the timing of taking them. One thing you don't want to do is take too many anti-inflammatories after you work out, because you want to, when you work out and you lift weights, you're creating these micro tears in your muscles so they'll grow. So the healing phase is really as important as the workout phase. So, I would recommend taking them away from your workout.
That's interesting.
Like that night or maybe early in the morning.
Okay.
But it's really good for your vision too.
JJ, does that help? Does that help let me know in the comments. Let's get to Jay here. Thank you, Jay. PRP question. I've heard that double spin is better than single spin. Also, more cc's of blood taken helps with repair. Is this true?
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of it depends on, of course, we do the double spin and we usually get a good 5 cc of that, what I call liquid gold. But yeah, they're taking the Buffy coat off. And so the thing about it too, it doesn't hurt as much afterwards, because a lot of people, the old timey way they used to do it, I mean, you would be, begging for a pain medicine within 5 minutes after getting a PRP. Now, it doesn't even hurt. Especially when Jill does it. She's an expert at it.
She's the best. She's the best. Jay, thank you so much for that question. Let's see here. Thank you, Helen. Where am I at? Okay. Okay, so I'm getting this from our team. I did have a flying squirrel in my hotel room in Maine, and I'm doing okay.
Are they going to cause PTSD?
I don't think so, but we did. It was like at 1:30. I heard a little, scruffling around in our room, and
You thought it was a burglar, didn't you?
no, honestly, we thought it was a ghost or something.
A ghost?
It was a haunted. It was a haunted bed and breakfast.
Was it haunted?
Yeah. So we're just gonna accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned the light on, and I couldn't figure out what it was, but turns out it was a flying squirrel in our room.
Well, I've only seen one flying squirrel my whole life.
Yeah, it was like bouncing off the walls and the curtains, and we had to call management and get them to come out. It's like 1 a.m. and we somehow kind of
get it out.
I don't know how they got out. I know how we got out of our room. We opened the door and we just hoped to God that it would find that opening.
I'd open the windows, everything.
It was old. I couldn't figure out how to open those windows. Let's go, JJ. Thank you, JJ. Let's see here. Try to maximize gains at my age, so timing could be important. Yes. Thank you, JJ. Sean is asking, will Thin-Bin help shrink thyroid nodules?
I'm not really sure if it would or not. Certainly if they're cancerous nodules, you would think they would. I'm not sure just about, a goiter. My gut feeling is it probably would not be real effective in that.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually if you have thyroid nodules, you can shrink them down with, one of the thyroid medications like Synthroid or even maybe Armor NP. That's the way they usually treat them. But of course, you need to get it scanned to make sure it's nothing to worry about. Sometimes even biopsy, do a fine needle biopsy. But it'd be interesting to see if it would, especially if it's, if it's for certain a benign condition, and you could certainly try it and see. My gut feeling is it wouldn't shrink them too much, but I could be wrong.
Shauna, thank you for that. And thank you, Diane. Diane's question, how common are lab results in error or typo? That's interesting.
More common than you may think.
Yeah. If something's crazy, you gotta double check.
Yeah.
If it's like just a crazy spike or
yeah.
How would you tell if it's an error?
If it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like you get some crazy number on a hormone or even cholesterol, and the patient has no history of that ever. It's just out of the blue. You're routinely screening and something comes back just crazy. So I'll always recheck it, because with blood, a lot of times it sits around too long. Like a famous example is hyperkalemia, having your potassium just out the roof. If they've let that blood sit around too long, it'll cause a false elevation of your potassium level. So sometimes it gets scary, but it's really an error. I call it a red herring.
Yeah.
You know what a red herring is?
It's something out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Something that does not make sense.
Yeah.
Something that's false. It's funny. I've got a great story about one time I saw a lab like that. It just made no sense at all. And so I told my nurse that I thought it was a red herring to call the patient up and come back in and recheck it. So my nurse gets on the line with this patient. I heard her, and she actually told the patient, she says, Dr. Rogers said, you need to eat more red herring fish. That's a true story. She had no idea what that phrase meant. It's a red herring, which I've questioned a lot of people since then, and hardly anybody knows what that means, especially younger people.
I've heard you say it before. That's kind of why I knew what you were talking about. But that's so funny.
I know it's funny. I bet Steve would know what I'm talking about.
Diane, thank you. Let's see here. Getting some questions here. JJ's got another question. Thank you, JJ. Pretty sure you've covered this before and I missed it, but thoughts on TMG for muscle building or reducing homocysteine longevity?
Yeah.
Do you see anecdotal results?
Yeah, trimethylglycine. I use it daily. Again, I've got a double-stranded MTHFR mutation on the 677TT genotype. So, of course, I take the methylated B complex, but I also add trimethylglycine. And I do think it's a muscle promoter. I think it's an energy promoter, and certainly will help reduce homocysteine levels. A lot of people don't know that they should be checking those homocysteine levels. I had somebody today going over to Cleveland. It's a routine test on the Cleveland panel. It's probably more important than what a cholesterol is. It's funny. I saw another patient today that went total carnivore, feels so much better. Cholesterol, however, went from 212 to 296 on, a pure meat diet. But when you looked at the breakdown of it, everything was better. Her HDL shot up to 90. Her triglycerides were like 60. So, her LDL was still elevated, but I didn't certainly treat it with anything. Yeah. I'm fine with those kind of numbers.
That's so interesting. You got to look at the whole picture.
You look at the whole picture.
JJ, does that help any? I see Stephen knows the red herring.
Yeah, I know Steve would. He's old like me.
Thank you, JJ, for that question. I think we've done a Common Sense MD on TMG before. If you want to dive a bit deeper, but that's a great topic. TMG for muscle building while reducing homocysteine levels. Let's see if I'm missing. Yeah. I'll put this up from JJ. Exactly on TMG. Yes, thanks again. I'm just worried about over methylating too, because already taking methylated B vitamins and a mega dose of glycine.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Usually I recommend you take glycine at night and TMG in the morning. TMG seems to be more energizing. But it's hard to really, the B vitamins are water soluble, so it'd be really hard to overdose on them and get too much.
Let's get to Diane here. Thank you, Diane. Hubby on TRT, estrogen level of 52. Is that good?
That doesn't bother me. It's probably estradiol level rather than when you say estrogen, there's 3 different types of estrogen. Estradiol is the one we usually check. Sometimes we break them down and check the others, but really that's the one. Estradiol is the one you usually check. But yeah, I mean, it's a little elevated. They say the optimal is between 20 and 30, but 52, he's getting a little bit of aromatization. So definitely needs broccoli extract with DIM. But I'd be hesitant to put him on something like a Nastrozole or Aromasin. They're just too potent. And some people don't like the way a Nastrozole makes them feel. So it's not a terrible level. I used to try to dial everybody in between 20 and 30 and just cause too much problem, too much of a headache. It wasn't that necessary, to be honest with you. So I'm not freaked out at all. I'm sure he's taking zinc, which is another thing that will level out estrogen levels. So make sure he's getting zinc and copper. Yeah. As they move opposite ways. But so that's not a bad level. It's not terrible at all, but definitely I would be on. I just took my cruciferous vegetables, which is broccoli extract with DIM.
With DIM, is that 2 separate?
It has it in it.
Oh, has it? Okay.
It has DIM in there.
Diane, does that help? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Tom, for that. Roel saying The Rock is on a GLP-1. I saw that picture today.
Is he really?
He's lost a lot of weight.
The Rock, yes.
He must be doing it for like a movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I take a mini dose myself of tirzepatide.
Yeah. What's your dose again?
I'm not doing it for weight loss.
0.75?
0.75 to 1 milligram. Again, the starting dose, the lowest dose you can get in Mounjaro is Zepbound's 2.5. So I get the compounded and go real low.
Guys, I think we've done it. I think I got to everybody. Hey, Miss Cub, how you doing? If I miss somebody, let me know real fast. We're going to call it an evening. We're going to go watch the U.S. Open. Novak Djokovic is playing Taylor Fritz, which I'm excited.
Did you ever play Taylor Fritz?
I never did. But he's really good.
He's younger than you.
He's a lot younger. All right, guys, I'm turning off the podcast. If you guys want the podcast version, it comes out a week from today. It comes out in our weekly Performance Weekly, the weekly email newsletter we send out. Guys, let me know how we did. I see D. Leon's giving us a 10. Danny, thank you.
I think Fritz may.
Tom, thank you.
I think Fritz may beat Joe.
You think Fritz might win tonight?
Yeah, I watch him in Delray every winter. But yeah, I think he may beat him. So.
Let's see. I'd be excited. I just want a good match. There hasn't been a really good match recently. Not
in the men's.
Not in the men's.
Had some good matches.
The women have.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for a good match. Lori, thank you so much. Tom, thank you. Foxy Moxie, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all so much for being with us every Tuesday. If you're new here, we do this every week. We do this Tuesday from 7 to 8. We answer your health and wellness questions. And you guys make this show. Thank you guys so much for always showing up. It means the world to us. Thank you, Mark. I need a Margaritaville. There we go. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. If you guys don't know, this is my dad. We're gonna go hang out. I'm at your casa.
Yeah, thank you.
Watch a little match. Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing
Thank
it.
you. Well,
Thank you, team. Week. Thank you for everybody on the TSC. Katie, Carter, I saw Montana was in here. Brooke was in here. We love you guys. Thank you all so much. Steve, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Love you. All right, we're heading out. Let's see if I can find my outro. See you guys.
Don't go away.